Hi, I'm Cameron Holloway. I'm a Cambridge City Councillor in Newnham, and I want to talk a bit about the Making Connections consultation that's going on at the moment. It's open now. It's open through till the 23rd of December, and it's really important that as many people as possible have their say on this because it's a really significant scheme for Cambridge and South Cambs. It's going to make a big change potentially to lots of people's lives. I think it can make a big improvement to lots of people's lives, but we need to make sure we get this right. So please do respond. I just want to talk a bit about the consultation, about what's in it, and about why I think this is so important. So, first of all, the GCP is proposing to significantly improve bus services, to significantly improve walking and cycling infrastructure, and to pay for those through a road user charge within Cambridge City. So why is the GCP doing this? Why is it consulting on these proposals? The main reason really is that the status quo in Cambridge and in South Cambs is unsustainable. Our roads are clogged with some of the worst traffic in the country. Our bus services are being cut to the bone. Our air is dirty. In 2020, there were 121 deaths due to air pollution in Cambridge and South Cambs. People don't feel safe to walk and cycle in and around the city or within many of our towns and villages. And people's physical and mental health is suffering from too much time spent in cars. So that's the local context. We've also got to remember the international context of the climate emergency. We've seen that here in Cambridge. This summer we had 40 degrees. Today, it's the end of October, we've had 20 degrees. This is not normal. This shows we need urgent action to reduce our carbon emissions. We do need to change the way that we live. We need to change the way our society operates if we are to keep within an even vaguely reasonable level of global heating on pre-industrial levels. Cambridge really can and should be a leader in the fight against climate change. And one of the really important areas for this is transport. Transport currently is responsible for 35% of our carbon emissions in and around Cambridge, and most of this is due to cars. For the good of ourselves and the planet, we need to find ways to get people out of private cars, onto a bus, onto a train, or walking and cycling. For me, this is not just about cutting carbon emissions, but it's actually a real opportunity to create a better Cambridge, better South Cambs, and a better world. A world where we prioritise people, not cars. A world where buses arrive on time, they're affordable, they're convenient, they're clean. A world where children feel safe to walk or cycle to school. A world where trees and plants and animals can thrive. If we do nothing, the counterfactual is bleak. The outlook for Cambridge and South Cambs is bleak if we do not act now. With a growing population, we see air pollution, traffic deaths, carbon emissions continuing to rise. We see physical and mental health worsening as people spend more time in their cars. The bus is too expensive or it's too unreliable, and that's only going to get worse. And people feel less and less safe to walk and cycle. Doing nothing really is not an option. So, what are the proposals? The proposals include subsidised buses, a flat rate of £1 in Cambridge City and £2 for long journeys, a significantly expanded bus network with reliable routes to and from towns and villages in South Cambs, and buses every 10 minutes that stops in and around Cambridge City. Lots of new cycling and walking infrastructure in and around Cambridge and between towns and villages. And all of this will be funded by a road user charge for anyone driving within a sustainable travel zone, which would be proposed to cover approximately the area of Cambridge City. For private cars, the charge would be a one-off fee of £5 per day for anyone driving within that zone between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. on a weekday. All the money raised from this charge would be spent on improvements to bus services and to walking and cycling infrastructure. The bus improvements would start to come in from 2023, and the road user charge would take full effect from 2027 or 2028. So those are the proposals being put forward. Clearly, many of you, probably all of you will have a different view on these proposals. That's completely natural. It's a scheme that's really significant for Cambridge and for South Cambs, and I think can make a big difference to people's lives. And it is so important that we hear all of your views, that we have lots and lots of input into this. And I'd just like to stress that this really is a draft scheme at the moment. This is by no means the finished article. It's a proposal. It needs input from you to help shape it. And the more responses we have, the more perspectives and experiences we can understand, the better the final scheme is going to be if a scheme does ultimately go ahead. So please read the consultation documents, please respond to the consultation, and let's work together to make a scheme that really works for as many people as possible and can help us to create a better Cambridge and better South Cambs.